Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of As I Fix My Hair, fictional character motivation, where we learn, evolve from movies. We learn from films and apply to our daily lives. I'm your host, Quan, and today this will be sort of a deep topic with a very, um, I want to say, sort of deep movie. And the movie is Divergent, and how you don't fit in just one thing. Hope all of ours doing good today. And here we go. Divergent came out in 2014. Tris Pryor lives in a futuristic world in which society is divided into 5 factions. As each person enters adulthood, he or she must choose a faction and commit to it for life. Tris chooses Dauntless, those who pursue bravery above all else. However, her initiation leads to the discovery that she is a divergent and that she will never be able to fit in just one faction. Warned that she must conceal her status, Triss uncovers a looming war which threatens everyone she loves. So, I like this movie because it speaks a lot about how people view groups, parties, clubs. The view They view it as once you're in that thing, you are nothing but that thing. You're in this box. Yeah, I hate boxes. And you must stay in this box. And as we've seen, especially in politics, that there is a big positive and a big negative about this. The big positive is if that group is seen as good, you are automatically seen as good. Even if all you have on is a hat with a logo of said group on it. Or if you have or if you share your views on that group just for a little bit, or that you just say that, "Hi, I'm from this group." Then you're seen as good if that group is bad. If that group is good. However, the big negative is that if that group is bad, you are seen as bad, even if you barely partake in that group, even if you only are seen as being part of that group once a month, once a year, every 4 years. And that's probably the bad part most of the time. Now, besides seeing the value of being in a group, seeing what that seeing what being in that group values, what it brings to you, and what it stands for, people forget that the important thing besides unity is also the individual. Now, I know there's some contradiction there, but Quan, if they're in a group in this thing, should we think about the unity minus the individual? I think we should think about both. We should have that middle ground to where we should have unity, but we should also make sure that everyone else is taken care of, that everyone else is down for that. Because, people forget that you can change how the group is, or the fact that you can change. You can decide to be in this group for a while, but then you decide to go into another group, or you become you become pretty much a true individual and just not partake in any of those groups. In the Divergent series, this is known as the factionless, which they don't fit in everywhere. Or do they? what it stands for, not. And if you don't like what the group stands for, as usual, you can get out, be classified as that. But I believe that the person is just as important as the group because people, in fact, people are more important than the organization because at the end, it still takes people to make an organization. It still takes people to make the group. And if there's no people, there's no group. Now, like I said, I'm also not saying that I disband a group, an organization, even even some people who have the same interests or hobbies. Because in some cases, it has been shown that people that have a sole interest in a sector of things, whether it is politics, whether it is a hobby, whether it is even going together to make a giant business, if they're on the same page, if they move as a unit, if they're unified by that, some things can get done. We've seen this in so many ways, both good and bad. And in some cases, some people find joy in that. I mean, I'm making a slight joke here. We've all seen Sons of Anarchy, or yeah, we've all seen pretty much Sons of Anarchy. And if you haven't, it's a very intense, crazy show. But everyone agrees that once you see enough of Sons of Anarchy, for a little bit, you do think that it may not be too bad to join a motorcycle crew. Besides, every now and then, some violence and chaos happens. Or in other cases, man, I want to start a motorcycle crew. It's it's there because that unity, that group taking care of itself and handling business as one unit. It's kind of interesting, kind of thrilling, kind of fun. You find some joy in that. But like I said, I have a reminder that you are not just that group, you are yourself. Because we are not solely just that one thing or those things. Those things are a part of us. They do not and should not rule us. Nor, I think they're not really supposed to, really. Because if you see it, if you really think about it, if they did rule us, wouldn't that be closer to addiction instead of, something not as addictive? If that thing gave us strength, but we have an even kilt to where it fuels us and not control us, that's a good thing. But if it controls every facet of what we do, every facet of our being, isn't that giving your power away? Isn't that pretty much creating weakness? Because if that thing is gone, you would assume you're gone too. Think about that. Now, to me, unless the group literally is all about evil, chaos, mayhem at the top, at the tippy top of that level. And I'm not just talking about certain things here and there. I'm talking like groups that literally their main job is to cause chaos, mayhem, to downgrade humanity. And y'all know of some groups, some factions that you know in real life that is what they're all about. They're not about uplifting anyone. They're not about trying to make find a conclusion to where we both to where everyone gets out of this safely or on top. No, these groups are out there causing chaos and mayhem. They're pretty much the imagination, the going by the code of Joker. They just do it because it needs to be done, and that need is not really a positive need. They do it to contradict society. They do it because they want to see the world burn. You know those groups. I know those groups. And even then, if you think you know what those groups are, just have a slight rethink. Look at it from a different perspective. Are they really, really trying to cause chaos and mayhem? Are they really trying to take down our fellow man? Are they really on this plane just for either I rule this or everyone else dies? Are they really on that plane? Think about that. But unless the group literally is all about chaos and mayhem, like I went deep into, the group is still a group. Humans, the human race is important. Yes, code, ethical codes, your moral code, my code, your code, everyone's code, religion. Those things are important. But doing right, doing the best you can as you, as a person, as a human, as an entity, as a being, is just as important. And at least not forget that. Because even if, let's say you're in a group and the group wants to view this subject from only this subject, but let's say you and maybe a couple of other people have a slightly different view. That view could potentially help that group. Think about that. And that doesn't just go for my uniques, my unique folks, my eccentrics. Y'all know who I'm talking to. My nerdy folks. You know I'll rep that nerd flag all day, every day. But that goes for everybody. Because all it takes for you to possibly fix an issue, fix a problem, is for someone else, for you or someone else to look at it from a different angle, to look at it from a certain perspective. And all it takes is that one perspective to possibly finally put that piece together. For you to finally go, you know, we can change this. This could be better than what it is before. And that is what we need to aim for. Because yes, the group is important, but people are important too. Everyone will be needed to go forward. In fact, I honestly think that we need different groups and we need to work with different groups so we can get ahead, so we can finally improve, so we can finally be one community. Because that's all we need to go for, folks. I'm putting this out here to help motivate. Eventually, somebody will catch on, and eventually, somebody will go, he might have a point. I'm looking for that one person that sees it, that views it. And once they view it, maybe we might have that next level in humanity we've all been looking for. Maybe we can rise up against the BS and finally decide for everybody to see everyone's differences as a tool that we can use to help improve humanity to the point of where we should have been. Because in this going on with pretty much certain rants, certain things that I've seen on the news, you'll feel it, you'll sense it. Don't we think we should have been ahead as humans by now? I mean, we joked about, flying cars should have been around this time. We joked about how technology should have been ahead this time. But we're not. I mean, I'm not saying we should be completely down from not having the flying cars or whatnot, but shouldn't we be slightly, you know, concerned that we have possibly not reached that level that everyone is technically here to help, that everyone has something to offer, that we can learn something from everybody? Shouldn't we already be at that level to where instead of this and this, we go, okay, you're this and you're this. Why don't we work together so we can go like this? Why don't we piece our points together and make an arrow that we can shoot and achieve higher things? That's all we should be going for, really. We should try to be the best in ourselves and have the best groups. We should rise up. We should try to rise everybody up. Because as I see for a lot of things, I've been seeing this for a while now. On one half, we value in being the winner. We value in being right all the time. We value to almost shove it in someone's face. But I think what we should value is we shouldn't just shove it in someone's face. We should try to raise everybody up. And pretty much on me, this is why I don't insult. Like, I might joke a little bit, but I'm going to be that guy who's just like, man, Quan said this and this, but he gave me a compliment and boost me up and tell me I got this. And that made me feel good. I want to do that. Reason why? We already got enough of all the negative stuff. 2020 has probably gave us 5 years of negative stuff. These next 5 years, and I'm talking to everybody here, who we better be on point. We better be improving. We better be pushing. We better be evolving. Because this right here, whatever that's going on, this is not helping. We have to improve. We have to start looking at everybody. We have to start improving. And pretty much no matter how you want to split it, it has to start with you first. You have to feel good. You have to be the energy, the goodness that you see in the world to try to spread that goodness everywhere else. Yeah, I know you want to be insulting. I know you want to be combative. Trust me, there's a lot. There's probably three main things of why I took up martial arts, and everyone already knows what possibly one of those things are. Because I got bullied, and I saw martial arts as my medicine, and pretty much I have a never again thing, to where pretty much one of my motivations is either what if or never again. And with martial arts, it's never again be weak. Never again just let someone push me over. Never again see someone down and I stand on the sideline saying I can't do anything. I can do something now. That's one of our motivations. I'll go deeper into that one day, or if you want to see how deep I can go, I'll make a video for it of pretty much my two word my two sentences word of motivations: the what ifs and the never agains. But hope this hit for you. Hope this landed for you. Hope this inspired you. Because remember, like I said, I'm not dissing out on any of the interests, any of the groups, any of the things that you signify that's me. But remember, you're not it. It is part of you. You still have so much things you can dive into. So many things that define you. And that's just one piece of it. That's like 1%. I told a friend of mine, and I want y'all to take this to heart, that if you decide to go through every Facebook test, every horoscope test, every personality test, every whatever test to find out what your personality is, what your skill is, you're still at 56% of finding out who you are. The rest of that percent still has to be done by you going out and doing stuff, by you going out and reading stuff, by you going out and applying stuff. And with that being said, before my voice goes out, I hope everyone has an awesome day. Please, if you like this video or podcast, please let me know. Like, follow, spread it out. Let me know what's going on. Hope you have an awesome day. And as always, deuces.